and welcome back to another episode from the OP Quarantine Studio.
Woo.
I'm Chill.
I'm Matt. Thank you for joining us. And per popular request, we just got tons of the most amount of requests and feedback for this topic of any of our videos. What was it again?
DeFi.
Oh, DeFi. DeFi. I knew that.
Yeah.
DeFi. So what is DeFi?
What is DeFi?
I'm going to try and explain it here in a few minutes. Let me know how I did down in the comments here, but I think I have a decent grasp on it. So DeFi stands for decentralized finance. And, so what is decentralized finance? Well, it's just kind of anything you would normally do and consider finance. It's doing something similar, or kind of replicating that, or maybe building on it and improving it, but it's completely decentralized. It's not being run through Fidelity, it's not being run through JP Morgan or E-Trade or something like that. This decentralized finance ecosystem is completely on the blockchain and interacted with through the internet. And nobody can really stop it because nobody actually controls it. It's just on a network of nodes and it's a bunch of computer code. So that's kind of what it is as a technology. But when you hear about it in the public sphere, you DeFi this, or there's Yam coin, or there's Sushi coin, and I mean it's what the heck are people talking about? So most of the time, when you're hearing DeFi in the crypto sphere from somebody in the crypto sphere, they're talking about the smart system of smart contracts on the Ethereum network primarily, on ETH, and it's just basically it's a whole bunch of smart contracts, projects, teams, coins, currencies that are creating these different systems to just increase the yield on the amount on your crypto assets. So if you're holding on to 10 Ethereum, rather than just having it sit in your wallet as the price, hopefully appreciates, you can get into this decentralized finance ecosystem and start maybe loaning out some Ethereum, or you can, lock up all of your ETH and mint a bunch of DAI with it, which is just a stable coin. So you get, the US dollar equivalent of your crypto that you can then spend and do whatever you want with, and then you pay that loan back to whoever the smart contract who gave you the DAI, and then you get your Ethereum back. So you could, take out basically a cash loan on your crypto asset, invest that, and then when you get the return back, pay off your original loan and then have some left over. So you're earning money with your crypto assets versus just letting them kind of sit in a. So
it's like a collateral loan, because I think Eric Voorhees the other day had an interview and he said something about, not sure where he did that, but he bought a home with just putting down Bitcoin as a collateral, and then he got a loan. And then he didn't have to spend his Bitcoin, but
right. So
he got the home as well. So I guess I thought that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the Bitcoin served as the collateral for the loan, so he didn't have to. Right. He was able to hold on to his Bitcoin and just say, hey, if I don't make these house payments, you can have this Bitcoin. But he makes his house payments. And then, he gets his Bitcoin back and unlocked. And that's really what most of this DeFi is doing. Yeah. And it's all about, so you hear this stuff called yield farming, and you're just...
Yeah, I was like, what is yield farming? It sounded like a restaurant menu from...
Yeah. So basically, some restaurant menu.
Sushi and yam, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, yam finance, sushi coin, hot dog coin. The project leads are being called chef so-and-so, chef something. It's really, the crypto community is pretty funny.
Yeah.
we're kind of nerdy. We're a little dorky, but I love it. So you hear about the yield farming, and that's basically just okay, if I use the AAVE platform, or one of the alternative ones, what's my what's the return on investment that I get? What's that interest percentage that I can earn or that I have to pay if I'm on the other side of the loan? And so the yield farming is just basically finding where you can get the best percentage, who's going to give you the biggest, quickest return. And you have kind of the bigger, more established players who maybe give you a little bit lower of a percentage on your collateral. But then you have these kind of like fly-by-night, like smart contract was created last night project, and they're offering 50% interest returns, but their contract's unaudited. Yeah, that sounds instantly your.
Sounds like what's up, BitConnect.
That's definitely there's been so many like contracts that have been exploited that there's actually now this thing called Nexus Mutual, and you can buy insurance on a smart contract. So like if you stake a bunch of Ethereum, on some brand new smart contract, and you're using their DeFi ecosystem, if you're afraid that they might go under, you can take out a cover on Nexus Mutual. So if like they go belly up, the smart contract gets exploited, Nexus Mutual will pay you and cover your loss for your little insurance thing. So yeah, it's a whole emerging ecosystem. I really didn't do it justice. There's way more things going on in it than I could possibly explain in a short, video like this. But just as somebody who's maybe not familiar with it, if you keep hearing these buzzwords flying around, you're wondering what it means. It's decentralized finance. It's just recreating financial instruments and tools that we have already traditionally in a decentralized way, making that a little bit more fair and efficient. And everybody's currently trying to capitalize on that, make a buck, and see where they can get the best returns for their investment. And some people are getting screwed over, and some people are making a lot of money, and it's driving all the fees on Ethereum up. They've come down a little bit, but they were way up there last week. So
yeah. I mean, I would personally take a very risk-averse approach, where if you see like a legitimate regulated financial institution offering like a mortgage, for example, like the one Eric did on Bitcoin collateral, maybe I would do that. I don't think I would be jumping on a newest yield farming project. But I'm not saying the idea is bad. It kind of reminds me of financial bets, like the derivatives market.
Yeah, the derivatives.
It's kind of like the crypto version of that in my mind, because like where does that money come from? Like I still have a lot of questions. Like where does the money come from to pay your interest? Like what do they do with that finance, and how can you track what's going on? And should you track what's going on? Because sometimes banks pay interest and you don't know what's going on with your money.
No. That was Venmo's whole business model, was they made like a percentage of holding people's money overnight the next day until it cleared. And that was how they were profitable. They didn't have to run any ads. They didn't have to do anything. Literally just holding everybody's money for a 24-hour period. Once they got to scale, they were making so much money from the overnight interest they would earn that was their whole business model. And they're a gigantic global company at this point. So yeah, you can really go down the rabbit hole with it, and maybe we interview Leon, who has a pretty in-depth grasp on it, and if that's something that you all would want to see, we can get a DeFi expert on there, and I know enough to be dangerous, and maybe do a little panel, and we can people can hop in the chat and get their DeFi questions answered, because I know it's a pretty hot thing right now, and just to get up to speed, I'm still not fully up to speed on it, but it'd be fun to knock our heads together and see what's going on there.
I can be the devil's advocate because
You're not sold on it yet.
I'm not sold on it. So.
Perfect. There we go. No, that's great. You got to have the counter argument. I love it. All right. Well, look for that, and make sure you like and follow, subscribe what we're doing here, and let's keep creating the open economy that we all deserve.
Amen.